Welcome to episode 184 of the Muck Podcast, a member of the Odd Pods Media Network. Listen in as we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics. I'm Tina Jaramillo.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
Hillary.
I'm like, I keep doing this because I'm sweating.
Yeah, we're melting.
It's so fucking hot. And you get back to your house at the end of the day.
It's hot.
Because you don't want the air running at 74 or whatever all day, right? So you got to turn it up a little bit. And now you get back home and you got to get the house cooled down.
And it takes forever. It is so hot.
Yeah.
That they said the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Along Florida is like 90 degrees.
98 degrees in Miami yesterday.
The water.
98 degrees. Yeah. In the ocean. Which is what happened last week. I went into the pool last weekend in my pool.
Was it gross?
It was so fucking hot. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go I laid out. You know, you get really hot when you're laying out. You're sweating. And I'm like, oh, I'll go in the pool and cool down. I was like, ugh. It was like getting in a hot bath. Ugh. It was not refreshing at all.
Dear God. Ooh.
My cat is really active. Well, usually your son will come over on Saturdays, but we're not on Saturday.
And keep the cat
Keeps the cat busy. But no, it's a Friday night, baby.
Ooh,
Friday wine drinking podcast. Wine and crime, or whatever those podcasts are called.
Yes.
Wine and politics, true crime, which means you get more drink if it's politics.
Well, there's a group. It's like red wine and blue. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. They're like a little dumb group.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Sure, they're not obnoxious at all.
No, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know much about them. I think I follow them somewhere.
I tell you what, if I'm drinking and talking about politics, we're going to have an issue. We're going to have a problem. It's going to be real. Let's get real.
Yes.
But tomorrow morning, I am so excited. I know I mentioned this last week, but it bears repeating that I get to meet Tina's parents.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So fucking excited. I am going to take a shower tonight.
Oh my God.
I'm going to be clean.
You're going to see all the pictures. I'm going
to smell good for about 2 minutes and then I'm going to be sweating. But when I meet the parents, I'm going to be in tip-top shape. I'm so fucking excited. I might do a selfie. I don't know what's going to happen.
It's going to be very exciting.
I'm so excited.
Very, very exciting.
And Tina's already brought me a gift from... She sends me texts constantly. You're not going to believe what I got at my mother's house. And there's like just tons of extra stuff that she doesn't need. Like too much, right?
So much. I think she has 3 of those bowls.
This Florida bowl is like a bamboo bowl. Can you see it?
Yeah.
And it's got all Florida... knick-knack stuff on it, you know, it's got the whole steak. Of course, it's got the alligator, the oranges, bullshit.
This is like so classic 1985 Florida.
It is what, you come to Florida, you go to the coast, you go to the little shops, the tourist shops, you get the bowl to bring home.
Yeah, that's what she
You
brought
take it home to whatever, Pennsylvania, put some chips in it on the weekend, and it's adorable. And I love it. I'm so excited. Aunt Pompano's listed. I mean, it's like the greatest thing I've ever seen. Oh she texted me, she goes, we have 3, do you want one? I go, yes! Yeah, I want that. Immediately bring that to my house.
Oh my God.
I will put chips in it.
There is so much stuff.
I love it. Well, this is exciting. So yard sale.
Exciting. Yeah, yard sale. There's some Italian stuff, but it's mainly just, it's so much stuff.
Yeah, and then Tina says, and my parents are going to order some food. I was like, hey, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to break bread. We're breaking bread. I mean, it's like Disney World. Like, all my dreams are coming true. I can't believe it. I'm so excited.
We were having dinner tonight, and my husband, I don't know how we got in the conversation, but somehow or other, he mentions Robert De Niro. And
that's a good conversation.
About how Robert De Niro is so Italian. And I was like, I said, well, I'm more Italian than Robert De Niro. And he goes, what? He goes, you are not more. I said, I am more Italian than Robert. I guarantee you that I am.
Well, what do you consider, like, what's more Italian?
I mean, I'm a first generation.
Oh, okay.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like, my parents are from Italy.
Yeah.
My grandparents are from Italy. My aunts and uncles are from Italy. Everybody's from Italy.
How far was that reach to Italy? That's how you consider real or more Italian.
And I hate to break it to everybody.
Uh-oh.
But... you know, his dad was Irish and Italian.
Oh, no, that doesn't count.
That's it. He's out.
And
then his mom was like, you know, a mix of everything, so.
I mean, 100% Italian. Look at, she loves them.
Well, that was my aunt.
I watched something recently and an Italian women were doing this and I died. I was so happy. Speaking of something exciting, I don't know if you know this, but Lionel Messi has landed.
Yes. Did you hear he was shopping in Publix?
Tina?
My son
I was
nuts.
on Twitter today and I saw pictures of Lionel Messi with his family going down the aisle in Publix, and I was like,
my son
"You're
was
out."
like,
Is this? I said, "Sweet baby Jesus."
My son was like, "Messi's in Publix, Messi's." I said, "Which one?" He's like, "I don't know."
It said it was Miami-Dade, so I think he's living in like South Broward somewhere, because or maybe
or like
in
North
Miami,
North Miami
maybe
Beach kind of thing.
What a beautiful family, by the way. Beautiful kids. I mean, but also his cart was filled with, like, people were then like looking at the cart, like taking pictures of what was in the cart, and there was like Little Bites muffins, you know, it's like family food. He's just like us. I was so excited though. I am so fucking excited about this. And then other soccer news is Megan Rapinoe is retiring, which is
that's huge,
crazy. I know
they're doing so well, the U.S. team.
Well, they always do. I mean, listen,
they
outplay,
because the men just lost. Did you guys watch? Knocked out.
I watched the game a few days before, where it was like a shutout.
We should have a soccer.
That would be fun.
You think that would be fun?
Yeah, that would be fun to watch the girls, because the men's are. But anyway, I got to see her play. Remember, like 6 or 7 months ago, they came here and they played. Yeah, and I took the kids. It was incredible. I'm so excited that I was able to see that. But she's doing so many things anyway outside of soccer. But damn, what a fucking legend she is. Incredible player. Do you have anything else? I have a couple things.
I don't. I was knocked out this week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, a little sick. But here we are. I mean, I can't believe it. I kept saying to you, "Are you sure you want to do this?
No,
are you sure you're okay?"
I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. And here I am.
Yeah.
And I was so happy I did my story early.
Yeah, good.
So like.
Yeah, that's the thing you wrote to me. I already did my story. I was like, I know, but like that's not that wasn't what I was worried about. We could sit here and bullshit for fucking an hour. Like I would be fine with that. God. I was worried about, are you gonna be okay sitting here? Like that's all I cared about.
Yeah, I got my story done.
Also, it's really like huge news now, and I almost blame partly the media for this, but is this FAU president?
Oh my God, they're gonna screw. They're gonna put that Randy Fine in.
Yeah, but
they're gonna put him in. They're gonna do all this bullshit, and they're gonna make up bullshit.
But I also I don't want to be like media conspiracy, but I also think that the way it was made like a huge deal, that Randy Fine wasn't on that list. They're calling him, asking him.
Right.
They made such a fucking stink about it because they like to drag him because he's a fucking
he's an asshole.
Yeah, he's a dipshit. So I think they made such a big deal that it kind of like the state now is investigating, and it's going to slow down this process.
Well, because what they're going to do is they're going to try to appoint this guy.
Yeah.
The state is going to try to get involved.
Yeah.
And this is, to me, ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's a board of directors. There are people. There are interviews. There's a process. This guy knows nothing about running a university.
Right.
Nothing.
And the people that are listed and seem bad. I mean, I don't know the people who are on there.
And is he going to live? I mean, this is for the president, right?
Yes.
And I remember, because that's the school that I went to.
Yeah.
And I remember, in grad school, you go to these events and you go to the president's house and la 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 la, and like there's the president there. Like he's going to go live there.
Also, that's what I mean. Yes.
Is he? Also, like that's weird.
But also, here's another thing is, these schools they have boards, they have like research councils, they've been doing this work, search committees that have been doing this work, and to think that the state's going to step in and try to slow that process down and also interfere is so crazy.
No, it's scary.
It's scary, and it's also a business. Like, let's be honest, these schools make money, and I mean, not to be an asshole, because nobody really knew what New College was, which is, I mean, if you're from Florida, you would know that New College is this amazing liberal arts school, small liberal arts school, and that the fact that the state has taken it over and is trying to make an example of it is fucking insane.
And turn it into like some crazy conservative.
Yeah, but FAU was just in the Final Four of the college March Madness, whatever tournament, right? Basketball. Like, people know who they are, right?
Yeah,
I really feel like that's what's also bringing attention to this, is that this is not New College. This is a school that's been growing for decades.
It has. And when I went there, it wasn't,
It is now.
Yeah. And
it's a much bigger school.
Yeah. And it's, it's known to be like a commuter school, and it's a big school, and they have expanded, like with their medical program I don't even think it was existent when I went there. They have that great nursing program.
I gotta tell you, I'd love for my kids to go there. If they need to stay here and go to school here, like it's 15 minutes up the road, like that would be incredible. So I would think that's incredible.
Professors. I mean, it's a good school, but the fact that this guy, everything with him is a political football. Every single thing.
He's not the kind of guy.
He doesn't give a shit about students. He doesn't care about education. He doesn't care about any of it.
Everything will be like a stunt. It's a stunt to make a point.
Right. And to give him more airtime.
Yeah.
And he's tanking.
He's a bloated whale.
So miserably that he's got to latch on to everything. Yeah. And in the process, he's going to destroy our state university system.
Yeah.
And that no one's going to come here. And we talked about it last week. There's all these conferences. Nobody's coming here.
Right.
In Broward.
Oh,
they canceled a bunch of conferences in Broward.
By the way, where's
in Orlando?
Where is Chip LaMarca?
Yeah.
What do you have to say for yourself? All your buddies are over there in the convention center area and the port. They're losing fucking business, you piece of shit.
Money.
And when they ask them, well, these are people who signed up and they're like, you know what, we're out. So the commerce, right? The commerce, whatever for
the Chamber of Commerce
for Broward's like, can you give us a reason? And they send the answers back of why they've changed their mind.
And it's DeSantis.
And some of them just say DeSantis.
That's it. This is our economy.
The political climate is not good for us.
Our state is a tourism state. That's all. We don't have much else.
One of them was
and the other thing is our like oranges and shit and produce, which he's fucked up with the immigrant issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now he's screwing us over at every turn. He's screwing us on climate. Like we are We're literally going to be drowning here.
But let's also talk about this, which brings me no joy. That Farmers Insurance is now leaving, which is incredible.
No,
Major
huge.
insurance company.
That's huge.
How does that song go? We just did it.
We just did it. I think I just picture that guy, the old guy.
Yeah, the actor.
Yeah.
Who plays the guy who runs the bugle in Spider-Man. What's his name?
Oh my God, that's who he is.
And he's in that great movie with the drummer.
Oh yeah.
The drumming. Remember the drumming movie?
Yeah. No.
Oh. I remember, but Whiplash. It's called Whiplash. It's great. You should watch that. Maybe your son would like it too. Okay. They're leaving. 100,000 homeowners are going to be dropped from their insurance. And we've got a major piece of shit as the chief financial officer of the state.
Oh.
His name's Jimmy Patronis. Jimmy, the worst. So this dumb fuck comes out this week, and his response to the question of like, because he's in charge of insurance, finance. Well, we're very upset that the Bud Light of insurance companies is leaving. He thinks they're leaving because the state's, against woke.
Oh my God.
That's why he thinks farmers, not the fact that we're sitting out here like sitting ducks with hurricanes brewing in the ocean around us, and people are losing money. Insurance companies lose money here. Yeah. That's not a reason, right? Financial officer.
The water is 90 degrees.
Yeah.
We're entering into hurricane season.
We're in hurricane season.
This is not good.
And they're leaving. So what
it has nothing to do with the culture wars that you want to pretend it is.
Although
they see the climate. They see the writing on the wall.
They believe in climate change. They're not dumb. Insurance companies, believe me, they hire the smartest motherfuckers on the planet because they're in it to win. They're a casino.
Yeah.
And nobody beats the house. You understand? They are in it to win. So when they look at Florida, it's a losing game.
Yep.
And they know they're going to get out before they lose more. So he says he's going to do some looking into. I'm going to look into how this company can just take money from homeowners and then leave the state.
Wow. This guy's an idiot.
So who else should do that? Walt Disney?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? They provided a service.
And now they're gone.
And they collected money for it and they leave.
That's it.
It's not about being woke.
I mean, this has happened time and time again in Florida with insurance companies leaving.
And here's the other thing. This is where the woke fucking bullshit is now ridiculous. If you think you can point to an insurance company leaving Florida as woke, instead of the calls coming from inside the House, your Republican colleagues in the legislature for 20 motherfucking years have done nothing to help consumers of homeowners insurance in the state of Florida and have lined their pockets with millions dollars, millions upon millions of dollars, our money, and then they give you money. They give you millions of dollars to not do anything. So instead of actually looking at the problem, he's gonna blame woke. You're a disgrace. You're an embarrassment to humankind. You call yourself a Floridian, you're a fucking traitor to the people who live here. Shame on you and anyone else who doesn't do something to help homeowners right fucking now. Shame on you, CFO Patronus, whatever the fuck your name is. Fuck off. Seriously. Woke this.
Woo!
You're a piece of shit. People are fucking suffering and going broke. Fuck me, right? Like, fuck me. I'm 40 something. I'll figure it out. Because I'm in the middle of this fucking nightmare, as everyone who listens to this podcast or is within a 5-foot radius of me everywhere I go in my life right now, and I'm screaming about it. Fuck me. What about elderly people? What about the people who only have savings to live on for the next 15, 20 years of their life and they have medical bills, hospital bills? You want them to dip into those savings that they worked for their entire lives to retire, to fucking pay for homeowners insurance? For what? And what are they doing? They're giving up their homeowners insurance. And now they're going to gamble. Now they're really going to gamble. Instead of giving money to a company that doesn't pay for shit, they're going to gamble and hope that a fucking storm doesn't come, because then they'll lose their entire house. They'll lose everything. They'll have no money to take care of it. They'll be homeless. And as much as I hate 100,000 people losing their insurance, we need more people to understand what is happening now, because I don't think people are really feeling the despair that's happening here. And when those 100,000 people go to look for insurance and find fucking tumbleweeds where there's companies used to be, then maybe they'll pay attention, because Citizens won't take you. There's a company, I'll look up the name.
Citizens doesn't have to take you. I thought that they had.
They'll take you for a year and then they'll drop you. And they've been pushing people off and raising their rates to encourage people to go find insurance somewhere else. 14% they raised their rates starting in November. 14%. They're going to go up. On already high, rates that are already high. I just read that the average of homeowners insurance in Florida is $4,500. When was the last time you met somebody who spent $4,500 on homeowners insurance? No, it's double.
It's double that.
The average is $8,000. Yeah. No fucking way. No two ways about it.
The only way I would see it being that low, if they're looking at the whole state and they're looking at, like, you know, a 1-bedroom co-op condo, you know, things like that, a 55 and older community where they're
it averages with the podunks in fucking North Florida who live on a river raft.
Right, but like for the average person down here, it's not $4,500. It's not.
It's fucking outrageous.
It is.
And this is the reaction when you're looking for help. When the press goes and tries to get answers to give to the people, they say woke because they know how badly they have fucked us. And the worst part is this: they are the most active party in the state of Florida. They are going door to door. They are handing out paperwork, their flyers at parades. I talked to Michael Albetta last night. Michael Albetta was at the Lauderdale by the Sea 4th of July parade. And who's walking in the parade? The Broward Young Republicans.
Yes.
And they're handing out flyers with all their information. Come join the Broward Young Republicans.
I saw that.
And walking with them was Tom Powers, who I believe is the head of the Republican Party for Florida. He's in Broward because they are not afraid of Broward County.
No, they want Broward.
That's their aim.
Broward.
Their aim is to take this county. And I gotta tell you, it's not gonna be that hard. It's not gonna be hard. And they know that because they're already taking the fucking positions. They are strategic. They're
sending people out right now.
They're on the school board. They're on our commissions. They are working their way. West Broward is kind of red, y'all.
Yep.
It's kind of red.
And East Broward, we said it either last week or the week before, I don't remember now, where I saw, you know, a group of people where their mission was to go door to door with door hangers to get people to switch parties and to join the Republican Party.
I told Michael Albetta this.
This is what they are doing.
Yeah, they're ready.
They are going step by step, inch by inch, and they're taking what they can get. And we are complacent.
Listen.
You know, I think
that there's some plans. I'm sure there's plans that are coming out. I'm sure there's a thing to do.
But
these motherfuckers are on the ground.
Broward, Florida's gone forever.
Tina, Florida's gone forever.
I know. But we can take it back.
Okay,
Please.
yes, I agree.
I have hope in
I
some
have
people.
hope too.
I hope in some people.
I have hope too. And I want to rah-rah with everybody else. I really, really do. I really do. I want to believe in the plans. I'm excited that they have a plan moving forward. I'm excited about Nikki Fried, the girl. This woman is fire. I'm fucking here for it.
She goes out. She's a boots on the ground.
Yeah, I'm
girl,
here for it.
You know?
I'm here for it. I'm excited about what's going to happen. But we also need to get into reality of they are already infiltrating everywhere. They're not afraid to come to Broward. We shouldn't be afraid to go to Seminole County. We shouldn't be afraid to go to wherever the fuck Ocala is. We need to move into their spaces. Yeah. Because there are a lot of poor folks who vote for Republicans because they're religious or whatever the fucking deal is. Don't tell me they're not affected by these bad policies. That's bullshit.
Right.
They're just as affected as the rest of us.
And we need to just talk about we have to stop talking about the culture war stuff, and we need to focus on property insurance, property tax, like the stuff that is impacting the people of Florida, because it's impacting us. Our tourism, you know, the fact that like we're not going to have anybody come into the state, like this is a problem.
Major problem. Major problem. And it's funny because I've seen it on the faces of people that I've come in contact with recently. I won't go into detail, but we were talking about the E-Verify system. And I'm trying to explain to him that this is going to affect the work that we do. And he was like, man, he was stunned. And he said, what happened to this governor? I thought he was cool. And I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, I knew he was Republican, and that's fine. I don't give a fuck. But also, why did it have to come to them passing this law and making it mandatory that affected you for you to understand that this guy's not cool?
No.
That's gone too far. It's gone too far.
I thought he was cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
He wears
like
the Top Gun glasses?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I mean,
the furthest thing.
Just the fact that he's tanking brings me so much fucking joy. I really love it, but that also means he's coming back here. And so what happens when that happens? Because he's going to be out. Like somebody's predicted September. Like maybe he'll drop out by September because his numbers are really bad. But he's also somebody, I feel like he's a dog with a bone and he will never give up.
He's not, I don't think
I don't know what it comes to get him
spoiled.
to leave. Yeah.
And pouty.
Two other things. One of them was in the paper this morning. Scott Peterson, the deputy sheriff who sat outside, the coward who sat outside Marjorie Stoneman Douglas and was just found not guilty. Yeah. He wants BSO to pay for his legal fees.
What? No.
6 figures legal fees.
No.
He wants BSO to pick up bill.
What? Because he was a cop at the time?
Yeah. Because he was on the job. And he was being sued for something that happened on the job.
But he didn't do his job. Is this part of like a union deal?
I don't know. But which by the way, doesn't BSO get money from us? If you live in a city with BSO, don't you pay into that? Are we paying for this coward's legal bills? Is that what you're fucking telling me? And I'd like to ask the sheriff, but he's got his own fucking legal problems. Oi,
BSO.
I can't fucking take it. I cannot believe the balls on this guy. I cannot get over it.
I don't know how this works because I know if you belong to a union, the union can help you with legal representation. But that doesn't mean that your employer is footing the bill for that. You know what I mean? Because you're paying your union dues.
I don't know if it's union.
Unless this is separate and there's something within like his contract or something. But BSO shouldn't have to pay.
That's what he's going to try to do.
It's his action and his lack of action.
That's what he's going to try to do.
That put him in this position.
By the way,
you gotta be kidding me.
Such a white dude. Like such a white dude. Like I said last week, you gotta humble yourself and go the fuck away. No, he's still in the paper a week later.
Is he still working for BSO?
I don't know, but I guarantee you he'll get his job back. He was very close to retirement, so maybe not. But these are the kinds of guys that come back and get reinstated. Wow. So let's pay attention and see what happens there.
Wow.
My last thing is that the Emmy nominations came out. Succession and The Bear fucking killed that shit. Best Supporting Actor is all people from The Bear and Succession. So I don't know who to choose. I don't know. Maybe Cousin Richie.
Wasn't White Lotus that got some too.
That got a lot too, White Lotus. But
Yeah.
just in that supporting
Yeah.
male is like incredible. Also, this pisses me off. Jamie Lee Curtis was not nominated for her guest spot. Shocking.
Who?
I'd have to look at the list, but like,
How could they not?
I don't know. But
She was incredible.
the uncle was nominated for his guest spot, and
good.
so was John Barenthal, who plays Michael.
Oh, well.
So they were nominated, but she wasn't,
No,
and that's disturbing to me. She was the entire season for me. She was the entire
I'm
season.
getting goosebumps just
I just did
thinking
too.
about her.
I just did too. I'm in love with this woman. Like
She's amazing.
Obsessed with Jamie Lee Curtis.
And I just love, and I know I don't want to.
I know.
I don't want to say this the wrong way, because people can do whatever the fuck they want to their bodies.
Yeah.
But I just love that she.
I know what you're gonna say.
She's just aging.
Yeah.
But she still looks good, and she like embraces that.
Yeah.
And I understand like the desire to, and I think it's. Our society puts a lot of pressure on women to be young, and not grow old gracefully, you know? And I feel like she's one of these actors that has kind of just like, hey, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Justine Bateman is another one.
Yes, that's right.
And I admire that, and I would love to see more women just being like, hey, this is who I am, because men still get to do it. There are some men that do crazy, you know, they'll go under the knife a little too much too.
I'm concerned about. I'm a bit concerned about the Mission Impossible movie. I told you, or maybe I didn't tell you, but I've been watching this.
You were gonna go watch
I'm gonna go see it tomorrow night. But like also watching the trailer, Tom Cruise looks really fucking weird to me, like a little poofy.
Oh,
and I'm like, is he now putting fillers in his face?
No.
And I have to say, did I say this to you or somebody else? Maybe I said somebody else. My Jesus Christ and Savior is Ryan Gosling, okay? But he's also his eyes are getting like little slits because he's putting too much poof in his face.
Oh no!
Please,
no,
Ryan.
Ryan, just go.
You're my Robert
still
Redford.
Gonna look good.
Yeah, you're my Robert
Redford. Looks good when he aged.
You don't have to do that.
Happen.
You beautiful angel. You look plastic, and I'm like, is this for the part? But no, I see him on the red carpet, and he looks fucking hot as fuck. But he's like. A little poofy. So calm the fuck down.
But we don't want the poof.
So here's who's nominated that Jamie Lee Curtis did. Becky Ann Baker for Ted Lasso. This is who she is. She played his mother.
Oh.
But she should be nominated over
she wasn't
Jamie
in
Lee
it that
Curtis.
Much, though, was she?
The fuck out of here.
Like I can barely remember her.
Quinta Brunson, who is she's from that show Abbott Elementary. When she hosted Saturday Night Live, she's nominated. Teresa P. Henson from Abbott Elementary. These are all like guest stars. Judith Light on Poker Face, Sarah Niles on Ted Lasso. Who the hell's Sarah Niles on Ted Lasso? There's three guest stars from Ted Lasso in the women category. Oh, The Therapist. The Therapist on Ted Lasso?
I kind of like The Therapist.
But the last season she was barely on it.
That's true.
Who's this? Is this Harriet Walter? Is this the fucking bartender on Ted Lasso? Because I'm going to lose my mind. Oh no. It's Rebecca's mother. No. All great performances,
but not
Jamie Lee Curtis was a powerhouse.
Not a Jamie Lee Curtis performance.
I mean, seriously, and also The Bear is categorized as a comedy, which I don't know how. Yeah, I'm.
Wouldn't it be more? They don't have a dramedy category.
They don't. No, Tina. There's no dramedy category at the
don't
Emmys.
You think that
have some respect.
They need to have a dramedy.
This is the Emmys. Have some respect.
They need to have a dramedy because it's not drama. It's not comedy.
All I know is who are we going to root for in Best Actor when you have the father on Succession, our cutie patootie that we love so much, who's like, we're not good people, we're bad people. You know, talking about the two brothers. Yeah. They're both nominated for all three in the same category.
Well, okay, none of them are going to get it. They're not going to pick between the brothers, so maybe the dad. And who else?
Oh, damn, I closed it.
No, it's fine. We gotta move on. Listen, we'll look it up.
We'll talk about it on Patreon, maybe.
Go look it up. Yeah, that'll be on Patreon.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm sweating bullets.
Are you ready?
Oh god, yes.
All
I'm so happy I didn't have to do any work this week.
Today, I'm gonna tell you the story of Iran Air Flight 655.
Wait a minute.
Do you remember this?
Was this the one that crashed?
Did it No, it didn't crash.
What am I thinking of? The one over Scotland.
Oh, I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. I'm only halfway through, baby. We might have to take a... Brain.
Iran Air Flight 655 was a routine commercial flight with civilian passengers, but it encountered a fateful turn when it became a victim of devastating military action by the United States.
Oh!
Do you remember this now?
No, but I hate you, United States. You dumb motherfuckers.
All right, I'm probably going to pronounce this straight wrong, so forgive me.
It's fine, don't worry
about it. All right, so
it.
our story takes place over the Strait of Hormuz.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I suck.
No,
and the flight was heading to Dubai from Iran.
Okay.
So I'm not going to go into, I can't go into the entire history of the Iran-Iraq war. Okay?
We can't do it.
We don't have the time.
And if you're too young to remember,
just go look it
fuck
up.
yourself, because
Okay.
we're old enough to remember.
There's Google, there's history books, go take a class.
Yes. Yeah, what is
There's
this?
too much.
You're coming to us to learn history? Get the fuck out of
here. You came to the wrong podcast.
Yeah, that's not who we are.
So, so I really want to focus on sort of the time period and some of the tensions that were building at the time. So in the 1980s, there's the Iran-Iraq War, and the U.S. was supporting Iraq at the time. And in 1988, there was what was called Operation Praying Mantis. I love these names.
Me too. Ooh.
So Operation Praying Mantis was a U.S. military operation conducted on April 18th, 1988. And it was in response to the mining of the Persian Gulf by Iran during the Iran-Iraq War. So U.S. Naval Institute, there was an article by them, on the incident noted that the naval craft, the USS Samuel B. Roberts, hit an Iranian mine in the Persian Gulf, and it sustained a lot of damage, right? So it hits this mine and it like messes up the hull and all of this stuff. There's no loss of life that happens, but several injuries resulted as a result of this accident. And the operation aimed to neutralize Iran's naval capabilities and targeted Iranian military vessels. The U.S. forces engaged in direct combat, and this was like one of the biggest like naval battles since like World War II.
Dang.
Yeah, and it was like this one-day fight. And it resulted in several Iranian naval vessels. History on the net noted that the following vessels were destroyed during the one-day battle: an Iranian frigate, a gunboat, 3 speedboats, and there was damage to another frigate. And the site also noted that a Marine Corps helicopter crashed during the operation, with 2 flyers killed in that accident. And they also destroyed an Iranian naval and intelligence facilities, or 2 facilities that they were on these inoperable oil platforms that they like took down to.
Jesus.
So the operation was considered a decisive victory for the U.S. at the time. So that happens right in April. And according to Aviation File, tensions were high at the time because that incident occurred, and they're sort of, they have their waters, and there's sort of this line in the war, right, where like you still can't go into their waters, and they're kind of playing this game of, kind of watching them, they're watching us, sort of thing, right? So since Operation Praying Mantis happened on April 18th, on July 3rd, 1988, according to a Chicago Tribune article, there was some concern about Iranian speedboats. So they sent a helicopter to check things out. So they're like, oh, there's a speedboat thing happening. Let's go see what's going on. And allegedly, the Iranians shot at the helicopter. Allegedly.
Let me say something else. 1980s and speedboats, my God.
Right, Miami Vice.
Totally, that's what I was thinking. Like, men really fucking dug these speedboats. That was a real thing.
This is a thing.
To be like in that thing with the front of the boat bouncing on the waves and their hair's blowing. I mean,
this is crazy.
And to do it during like a standoff or in water you're not supposed to be in.
This is scary.
Yeah, this is fucked up.
So here's the thing. When the helicopter got fired on, there was this other boat called the Vincennes, and it started going for the boats. So they're like, okay, supposedly they shot at one of our helicopters. There's these speedboats. Now we're going to go after these speedboats, right? But when they did, they entered Iranian waters, right? Which they weren't allowed to do. So the ship is there fighting it out with these Iranian ships. Meanwhile, at the same time that this is happening, Iran Air Flight 655 takes off from the airport. And the Chicago Tribune article notes that this was a flight that was taken twice a week for 20 years. So this isn't like some random flight that's happening.
God.
This is like, like a regular scheduled flight that goes out from this airport.
Oh my God.
So nothing out of the ordinary. The crew of the Vincennes shot 2 missiles at that passenger plane, and it killed all 290 people on this plane.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So a Business Insider article did note that the airport where this flight took off, where Air Flight 655 took off, also served military planes. So they're trying to say, like, well, military planes do fly out of that airport, and maybe there was some confusion. And so I'll get into...
I'm sorry, but we know what a passenger plane looks like.
So the U.S. Navy at the time claimed that the crew thought that the plane was a military jet fighter from Iran rather than a passenger plane. Now, back in the 70s, the U.S. gave, prior to the war, they gave Iran a bunch of fighter jets, old school fighter jets. So again,
this is my favorite thing about the United States.
Like, we're giving people stuff.
We've done this forever, and within a few years, all of a sudden, they're our enemy.
Right.
Like, are we being... Is someone pulling the wool over our eyes over here? Like, they become like... We're like so desperate for friends that we're like, you know what? I'm going to give you a nice little gift, and you be my friend. And then they're like,
we got a good deal here.
Bafangu.
We're putting these fighter jets out to pasture. You can have them for a good price. Yeah. I don't know.
And then next thing you know, they're shooting at us.
And now they're shooting,
Jesus.
So maybe there was confusion, but still. My question is, how do you, as U.S. Navy military, with all the top-notch equipment available, right? Like, we're the best. We're supposed to be. How do you make, like, I don't know how you make such a mistake. And I feel like, aren't there safeguards in place to ensure, like, hey, this isn't a passenger plane? Like, you know, so the Chicago Tribune noted that the U.S. Vincennes allegedly sent 11 different radio warning calls to the plane over various frequencies and channels, and they all supposedly went unanswered. So they claim, hey, we were reaching out to the plane, like, we see this plane coming, like, hello, you know, they reached out on a military channel, they reached out on this channel, they went through all these different frequencies, and supposedly they didn't answer. A Business Insider article noted that a Middle East correspondent at the time suggested that the captain of the Vincennes, Captain Will Rogers III, may have been, quote, acting recklessly aggressive in the month leading up to the incident.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so, you know, they're chasing after these speedboats. Like, he's just, you know, he's maybe got a hard-on for these guys. You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm not blaming anybody for having a hard-on, but there's a time and the place, Mr. Will Rogers III.
Yes.
My God.
So regardless, the plane is shot down, right?
Oh my, this is devastating.
7 minutes after it took off.
I can't.
And here's the other thing. The naval ships didn't even try to help or search for survivors or do anything. They just shoot this fucking plane down.
What the hell?
So Reagan at the time,
oh God,
had this to say.
He's confused, by the way.
When the he's chomping on his jelly beans.
Just to say, I'm doing seances in the White House, and he's like, humming. What? We shot a plane down?
What?
Great.
I'm confused.
What happened?
So he says, quote, when the aircraft failed to heed repeated warnings, Vincennes followed standing orders and widely publicized procedures, firing to protect itself against possible attack. Now, this basically puts the blame on Iran, right? Which we learned that that isn't really the case. This isn't Iran's fault. This is a passenger jet. As far as the U.S.'s responsibility or response, Newsweek cited this quote from George H.W. Bush, who was then vice president.
Yes.
And he said... And they just say that, like, they didn't ask him directly about, like, hey, about the flight, but they were kind of, like, asking about, you know, roundabout about this issue. And his response was, quote, I will never apologize for the United States. I don't care what the facts are. I'm not an apologize for America kind of guy. Doesn't that just sum everything up about our country?
Incredibly fucked up. That is an incredible quote.
I read that and I was like,
he then went on to become our president.
I don't care what the facts are.
Yeah. No, well, why would he?
I will never apologize.
You know, this is the guy, am I right? Like, I gotta write down this name because I'm gonna have to cover this motherfucker. But didn't he work for the CIA?
Yeah.
Wasn't he in charge of, like, the CIA? I mean, this guy's got, and then he's grabbed, by the way, he's a lech. Let's not forget that he was in a wheelchair grabbing women's asses at, like, 95 years old. He's a piece of shit.
Boys will be boys. Old men will be old men. So gross. So after an official investigation was done...
God, this quote. I can't get it.
I know. A report they always got to do these reports. And this report is coming from a U.S. Navy Admiral, William Fogarty. And in the report it stated, quote, Iran must share the responsibility for the tragedy by hazarding one of their civilian airlines by allowing it to fly at a relatively low altitude air route. Basically, again, like, it's the pilot's fault, right? Hey, they
Who's
should,
dead?
right?
Well, he's dead now, so fuck him. I guess we can blame him for everything.
But we're just going to throw all the blame on this guy instead of saying, oh shit, we fucked up, right? So now the Newsweek article goes on to note that a few years later, in 1992, Newsweek did its own investigation of this plane crash, or this shooting down of the plane, and found that the Vincennes captain, Will Rogers III, was at fault and that the U.S. tried to cover it up. Essentially, they point to the ship entering those waters illegally. Remember, they're not even supposed to be in the water.
Right there. Right? It's already bad.
The water illegally.
No.
They shouldn't have been there. He's chasing after those speedboats.
No.
And remember, it was allegedly they shot at a helicopter. So we don't even have real confirmation that the helicopter was even shot at.
I mean, this is insane. You're right. They're right. They're already in doing something wrong.
They're you know.
You took a bite of a poison apple. Now everything that happens after is your fault. Like, that's right. What the fuck? How is the vice president gonna say no matter what, I don't apologize?
Right.
I mean,
no matter what the facts are. Other reports, though, refute that, with Navy Admiral William Crowe stating that, quote, a warship acting in self-defense has the right under international law to enter the aggressor waters to defend itself. He also asserted that the Navy, quote, did not, I emphasize, did not, at any time cover up, conspire, or conduct a secret war beyond the knowledge of our leaders and you who are charged as the safekeepers for all the American people. So he's like, we didn't do any of that. So, obviously there's no charges, there's nothing.
Right.
But some of the aftermath. Aviation File reported that the relationships between the U.S. and Iran were impacted by this incident.
Yeah.
And they demanded that the U.S. apologize for the actions taken by the U.S. Navy. But in true U.S. fashion, they have first defended their actions, like we just talked about.
Arrogant. People are dead, man.
290 people.
Innocent people.
The tragedy also led to changes in the aviation industry, where the need to have better communication and coordination between civilian and military aircraft was highlighted. Iran sued the U.S. government. They settled in 1996 for $131.8 million.
What?
Now.
Holy shit!
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Did that go to any of the families?
I don't know where the money went, but they settled. Now the U.S. say it's settled, but they never gave a formal apology. They only expressed, quote, deep regret, unquote, for the situation.
I gotta tell you, if someone's gonna hand me $131 million, I don't need you to say you're sorry.
Like,
I got it.
You got it.
I'm gonna take all my $131 million and hit the bricks. I'm out. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. $131.8 million. Yeah.
Holy, don't forget that 0.8. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Holy shit.
So some points of interest. Some believe that the incident is one of the factors that has led to the current lack of trust between Iran and the U.S. still today.
Yeah,
obviously there's several
I
other
was
things,
thinking
but
the
this
same
is like
thing.
one of the things.
Yes, of course.
This is another thing. The plane's black box was never recovered, which could have shed light on what happened. Like, they could have heard on that black box if the calls or any of that. The other thing is that this incident shocked and angered the Iranian people because it was an immense loss of civilian life.
Oh my God, dude.
And yes, they're in a war. And I believe during that war, I think it was like 1 million, something like that, like people died in that Iran-Iraq war. But 66 of those that were killed on that plane were babies and children. And there was even an entire family killed. There were 16 family members in total who were going to a wedding. The entire family was wiped out. Can you imagine that?
This is fucking crazy. This is crazy. Yeah. Especially because you know this. If those were Americans on that plane, you want to talk about a hard-on?
Oh, please.
This country would be blowing everybody up.
Oh, 100%.
Even people then we've been invading people that we just want to go fuck with a little bit.
Right.
Holy shit.
During one of the mass funerals for the victims, Iranians chanted "Death to America," according to a CNN article. So even though they settled, they further upset Iran when they gave the USS Vincennes captain, Will Rogers III, who was the captain when this happened,
stop,
a Legion of Merit award.
Wait, what? Yeah. I quit! I quit this podcast!
Yes.
I'm done! Fuck this! I'm fucking out! I don't know what we're doing anymore! I don't know what we're doing! I am at a loss! What?
They gave him an
He
award.
killed people! He killed 200-something people!
They kill people. And it's like a
What
slap,
is
it's like a slap
what
in the
is
face.
wrong with
It's a
us?
slap in the face.
What is wrong with us? And then we went on to elect this by him as the president.
Yeah.
And then we elected his piece of shit turd son, who went on to fuck with Iran more.
Yeah. Oh
And
my
Iraq
God.
and Afghanistan and dragged us into that
Jesus.
bullshit for fucking decades. We're still fucking around over there.
Oh my God.
And
this is the last thing.
I can't.
To this day, the Iranian state television recognizes the tragedy. Newsweek cited Reza H. Akbari, who works as a program manager for the Institute for War and Peace, as saying, quote, "Once a year, the country's state media rebroadcast the tragic footage of the plane's wreckage and civilian bodies floating in the Persian Gulf. For a few days, heart-wrenching images of family members crying over the loss of their loved ones and painful facts like the number of children on board are reviewed." Like, this is like, I like their 9/11.
I was just gonna say that.
It's like they're
That's what it reminds me of.
Like, and
it's not as many people, but it's a memory.
Some
These
of the
people.
pictures are like, there's like the Statue of Liberty, like stabbing through the plane, like, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's terrible.
How do we give this guy an award?
He got an award.
Wonder what he's up to now.
He's probably, who knows, either long gone, retired, or what. But
wow,
I know, and it's a short story, but
no,
it's
heavy as fuck. It's so
very
heavy,
and it's. I was kind of like looking around, and all these articles I kept seeing were like the incident that nobody talks about, that nobody remembers.
I mean, 88, I was in 4th grade. Yeah. I was thinking, when you said 88, I was like, immediately thought of 4th grade. But 96, I was graduating high school. Like, I should have known that we were giving all this money. Yeah. We had to settle.
You know what I mean? But like, they don't talk about, this is stuff that we don't get regular coverage of. You know what I mean?
But also, like, this is a huge tragedy, and I understand. But don't you feel like we hear about tragedies every single day on the news, and within a week, it's like, you don't hear about it anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, it just really is shocking to me. Especially when we're talking about mass shootings.
Yeah.
Mass shootings happen every single day in this country. Every single day.
Yeah.
And we don't hear about them because it's not even...
It's like commonplace.
News anymore.
It's commonplace, yeah.
It's fucking exhausting.
Yeah, it's wild.
This country has so much to be, I saw something the other day, and it was just like how the country has all this bad luck. And they said it's almost like the country was built on the graves of indigenous people, like an old Indian graveyard, right?
Hello.
And I was like,
McFly.
Yeah.
McFly, hello.
That is what it is. Until we rectify how this country was founded, it's like Poltergeist, bitch.
Yeah.
The Poltergeist house, remember?
It is. That's she's in the
Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann. Was that her name?
Go towards the light, Carrie Ann.
Yeah, that little short lady. Yeah. Biden, go towards the light. We're fucked. Or the clip of Obama that came out this week where he's talking to Sasha at the dinner table about how her and her friends are so concerned about climate change. I don't know what Obama did about climate change for the 8 years he was there. When Democrats take power in any form, statewide, the government level, national level, that's the time to push things through, because that's what they do. When Republicans get into power, they start investigating Hunter Biden.
Right.
That's when we get in power, we shove through women's rights, we shove through climate change initiatives. Like, we have to do that.
I feel like we always get stunted by the House or the Senate. You know what I mean? There's always these. These
when you have Democrats in charge who are like, well, I don't know if we can get enough people on our side, even though we have power, because they're cowards and they don't want to fucking piss anybody off.
They need to start pissing people off. My God. Well, here we are.
You know, do you ever, let's speaking of climate change, and I was thinking about this when I watched that Obama clip, because I was like, motherfucker, please. Because he's rich enough that he'll be on Mars with everybody else. We'll be down here. But do you ever,
to fucking Mars.
Yeah, so do you ever do you ever feel guilty that that this is the world our children and possibly future grandchildren will have to, like, it's so hot, right? Like, I'm sweating in my house. We're trying to cool my house down right now. If I go to the beach, it's 98 degrees in the ocean.
Well, it's like 98, but we're also, and I'm sure you guys have heard this, where it's like, hey, it's 90 degrees, but it feels like 110. Right. 110.
It's tight. Like, you open the door right now and go outside my house. The heat hits you in the face like Mike Tyson just punched you out, right?
It's
Mike Tyson circa 1988.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, do you ever feel like that hit me this week when he was talking about Sasha? I was like, this is what I've given. My children are going to inherit this mess. And if they want to have children, they are going to inherit it further. Well, and it makes me so sad.
Well, sometimes I feel even, I mean, I love my kids and I would, you know, take 1,000 bullets for them. But sometimes I feel guilty that I was selfish in having my kids knowing. That's what I'm wondering. I was feeling that. Terrible the world is. And it's like, what did I do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be gone. And what are they going to have? And then are they just going to like exist and just go, well, I'm not going to bring kids into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also there's a petition going around Florida for clean water, for clean drinking water.
Yeah.
Because they don't give a fuck about polluting us. They have lifted every environmental sanction in Florida.
I mean, we have the algae blooms. We have our coral reefs dying. There's fish dying. They're saying the fish are going to die.
We get our water
because of the warming of the waters. Like, we are in a dangerous space down here.
And there's a lake in the middle of the state called Lake Okeechobee. That's where we all get our water. Yeah, it's a freshwater lake. And it's filled with algae.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. And there's a petition. I don't know. To me, it's mind-boggling. Like, abortion rights, I get it, because people are fucking dipshits. But, like, clean water? You don't have to have a uterus to be fucked up about that. No. Like, why do we have to petition our government, our state government, to not give us shitty, dirty, poison water? Like, that's what it is, to put it on the ballot. So there's an amendment that they have to make sure we have clean water. Holy shit. That's where we are in Florida 2023. That's where we are.
Well, we've said it before on this podcast. We're going to end up, I wonder, you know, because they're talking about these record heat waves and that it's more than what they thought and things, you know.
Yes, it's always that.
So, you know, if things are accelerating at a rate that they didn't quite realize, and when is this? Every day it's like heat wave extended, like it keeps extending. It's not slowing down. When do we become the climate refugees? When does it get to the point where the waters are so warm that that it's not stable?
Right.
You know, and then I think like, okay, yeah, I have my house. That's like basically like, you know, my nest egg. You know what I'm saying?
Same, yeah.
And is there going to come a point where it's going to be like, well, that's not worth anything because no one's going to insure it. Yeah. No one's going to want to buy it. No bank is going to mortgage anything. Yeah. Like, what's going to happen to the people like us who aren't quite at retirement age and shit goes, you know, to hell in a handbasket? Like, we're all going to just leave with, like, you know, our little stick on our back and our little belongings and, like, try to go somewhere else? Where are we going to go?
Who's going to take in all these people? And here's the other thing that I hear about all the time. Like, just this week in Vermont, 100-year storm. Sound familiar? Yeah. We just had that in Fort Lauderdale 3 months ago.
Yep.
Devastating storm, devastating houses. By the way, a 100-year flood is 4 days of rain. And then that last day was just like 12 hours of a downpour. Yep. And it devastated homes. That just happened in Vermont. Somebody died. Houses were destroyed. Businesses, crops were destroyed. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't... Fort Lauderdale happened here 3 months ago. That's happening everywhere. Pay attention to what's happening with the environment. And I've never been a climate person. I've never been an environmentalist. It's not been my issue. This is it.
Yeah.
This is these record storms, these record floods, these record fires, and Volcanoes are happening all over the place right now. Like, this is the real fucking thing.
I'm waiting for the tsunami to come to Florida.
I'm telling you.
And that's like my nightmare.
But if people can't come here and go in the ocean...
Yeah, but what are you coming here for? If it's too hot.
Why would you come here during the summer?
Because people are going to go, well, I'll just go to Georgia. I'll go to North Carolina. You know what I mean? There's other places along the coast. I'll go to Maine. I'll go, you know?
It's
because now the weather up there crazy, man. Isn't as cold. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's
what
crazy.
Are we doing? We should just get the hell out.
Oh, God, please.
Hey, who wants to take us in?
Oh, yeah. Look at us.
I mean,
we're adorable.
Please. I mean, we got some baggage. We got some kids. We got some family.
Take us with you.
Come on.
We can negotiate over Tina's husband. He's handy. He can help out.
He's a little handy. He plays a mean guitar.
Tina's handy. All right.
He plays a guitar.
He can play music.
Yeah, he'll entertain.
I will tell you some jokes.
Yes.
Tina can do all kinds of things. She's
I can. I'll sew and I'll make the sauce.
When the apocalypse comes, I'm sticking next to Tina because I'll never go hungry and I'll always have clothes. I'll be good.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Listen, we got skills.
Please, what can you do for us? In the comments, tell us what's great about where you are, and maybe we can come and live with you.
Yes. We need a place to go.
We have no money, though. And other things can be negotiated.
Woo!
I'll find a way to pay the bills, Tina, I promise.
Dear Lord.
This is Friday night recording.
Friday night recording is the best.
Yeah, on Friday night recording, I drink wine and then offer myself to live in your house for free. Please.
What was it?
You know the problem is
ass, gas, or grass. Yeah, nobody rides for free, baby. I
said that to one of my kids last week. I was like, "What you got?" He's like, "I can get a ride." I go, "What you got? Ass, gas, gas." He's like, "What?"
I think I said that to one of my kids recently too, and he's the same reaction. I was like, "No, that's what we just said back in the day."
And I said, "Nobody rides for free." He goes, "Please, please." I'm like, all right, get in, motherfucker. You can go for free because I gave birth to you. All right?
I mean,
yeah. All I know is the name of this episode is Ass, Gas, or Grass. And I just misspelled gas. So it's time to end the podcast.
All right.
All right.